it going, everybody? Welcome, LevelMDiecast, special edition for Diecast haul today. Nothing but premium stuff in this particular haul, so no particular numbered haul. Just a bunch of premium stuff. We do finally have World Tour. This is the newest car culture mix. Looks a lot better in person, I will admit. Did not look that great in pictures, but let's go over this relatively quick. Alfa Romero GT-V6 3.0, number 1 of 5 in the mix. Pull this guy out. This would be the chase piece in black if there was a chase. I don't have a chase. I just have a set. Nothing like that. There is the deets on the side. It looks all right. I like the wheel choice. It's not bad. The 4-leaf clover. Should be 4-leaf clover right there on the quarter panel. And then your prints on the back says GTV 630. Prints look pretty good. Nice quality inkjet printing. And then the details on the front, I do like the yellow headlights. I know a lot of people complain about the pixelation of the print, but you got to remember you are very, very up close with that, so it's not as bad as it looks on the camera when you're holding it in person. All right, number 2 of 5, 82 Toyota Supra. This one is probably going to be popular. I don't really feel like this set in general will be very popular. I don't think it's been very popular from what I can tell thus far, but it's alright. There is the deets on the side. It says RSR. Some chrome ring on those with the gold prints for the actual spokes. It's kind of an interesting look. Of course, it does have that one single headlight printed, both on the top and the front of it. Part of the casting detail to it. Prints on the front look okay. Not a particular fan of this casting. I don't particularly like it. Just say Toyota Supra on the back. The taillights make it look like there's shine to them. Makes it look a little bit artistic. I don't really like that look either. I'd prefer the taillights to just be more realistic. But it definitely looks like they tried to incorporate an actual shine into the print, which I think is a very interesting decision. Maybe not the best one for sure. All right, number 3 of 5, Golf Mk7. Been a long time since we've seen this one in premium. Not first time in premium, but a very, very long time since this one's been in premium. Been in the main line a bunch of times, just not primo style. Does have some stripes in the back, which look okay. I do like the white wheels on there. The white 6 spokes looks pretty good. Nice tinted window. Prints on the front look good. Volkswagen symbol is very nice and crisp. Very, very toned down version though. Taillight prints look pretty good in the back again. A little bit of fake shine there on the top. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but some. And then just some more blue striping, or I'm sorry, white striping there. Really nothing fancy. Just a pretty straightforward version. The casting is a little bit on the smaller side. I wish that casting was just a little bit bigger. Red, white, and blue, by the way, which is pretty cool. All right, number 4 of 5. This one is a very interesting choice. The Volkswagen Brazilia. I don't know if we've ever seen this in premium. I mean, I don't collect this casting, so I guess you guys can drop a comment. Let me know if this has been in premium before. I know it's been in a ton of mainline stuff, but might be the first time for premium. Not sure. There is the deets on the back. Looks pretty cool. Again, a little bit of that shine for the taillights. I'm not a fan. Just not a fan. Looks even worse on this one. Looks way more like drawn artistic style. This uses the 4-spoke wheel, which is an interesting choice. A little bit of print on the side for the door handle, which doesn't look bad. And then there is your prints on the front. Looks okay. Again, I do like the yellow headlights, the yellow combination lights, and then of course there's no print on the top. It's left-hand drive though, so it's kind of interesting. I guess in Brazil they drive on the left-hand side too. Maybe, I don't know. All right, and then the last one in the mix, number 5 of 5, Audi S4 Quattro in silver. This one actually looks a billion times better in person than it did in any kind of pictures. That's for sure. This one definitely looked pretty meh, but I like this one a lot. You guys know that I'm quite biased to silver. I do like the color silver. Again, the headlights look a little bit drawn. Definitely not a realistic style. I don't like that look. Not for this set. Now, if you were going for something intentional, like a manga set or something like that, I get it. but this is not that. Taillights don't look bad though. Taillights look okay. A little bit of Audi symbol there. Super fine print on there. There is the S symbol as well. This one looks pretty good. I do like the wheel choice. The black 5 spokes with the chrome ring. That looks really good. I think this is this was probably the best version of that particular Quattro we've seen as of yet. But I think that's only maybe the third release. I think maybe the third release. All right, I got a couple of oddball premium stuff for Transit Supervan, just a casting I collect. There's like maybe 2 castings left that I don't have, and I think they're both Beatles or music related. This was the mix this one came from back in the Diz. This is from 2016. So, again, nothing super fancy with this one. Most everybody wanted the Highway Hauler in solid white, but it says rubber sole. I do like this casting. I don't know what it is. It's kind of grown on me. So I'm working on getting all the versions of it. It says Ford on the front. Looks pretty good. The orange striping on the wheels look good. It's not red. It's orange. Wheel choice is good. They've used that wheel for this casting a lot. And then there's the Beatles on this side. Little copyright on the back there. I hate that they have to do that, but I get it. I get it. They're using a registered trademark. A little bit of an orange tint to the window too, which is a very interesting look. So I'll throw that guy in there. I do have a Highway Hauler. This one is from Led Zeppelin, 1975 North American Tour. Just one I didn't have. This is the mix there. Looks pretty good. So I do have that whole mix now. Didn't collect the mix for the mix itself, just collected it because kind of like all the castings. So pick this one up. This one looks good because it's all red, white, and blue. I like the decos on the side. Those are all of the stops there on the tank. There's a bunch of stuff there. Being here in good old Colorado, doesn't look like there was any Denver dates for that particular one, but that's okay. A little bit of symbolization there. Something to do with Led Zeppelin for sure. Print on the front, pretty average. It's pretty much the same prints that we get on the Highway Hauler all the time. Marker lights on there as well. It is all metal except for the box back here. The box is plastic. And of course the Rail Riders with the generic Steelies on there, which is a pretty common one. Should have known that one's not going to fit. It's a big guy. It's a real big guy. All right, more Hot Wheels. We do have Team Transport Mix C. This is Mix 3 for the year. 63 Chevy Nova with your 88 Chevy Silverado 3500 brand spanking new casting. Number 68. Number 68. 68 transport trucks, which is just a bonkers number. So get these pulled out of there. Get our good old Nova out, our truck. Get those off the screen there. So this is the brand new casting. This is the brand new Chevy truck. The wheels in the front are ridiculously fat. They're just way too big. But they had to do that because they have to use the same wheels in the back. And the back looks decent. But you'll notice they call this a 3500. They can't call it a dually because they will never be able to put dualies on it. So they just call it the 3500. Lots and lots of detail on the base, which is something that we don't typically get. But that looks pretty good. The casting is pretty nice. It's pretty nicely big, and even little markers here on the top makes me think that maybe at some point in time they may make a topper for it and put a topper on there, which will be nice. There is your tow hook off the back, your Chevrolet script on the tailgate. Obviously no opening parts, no moving features for the truck. The front print right there is a separate piece. So that's a chrome piece, it looks like. Looks like that is not part of the base, nor is it part of the body. But it could be a print, but definitely looks like a separate piece to me. Maybe just part of the base. It looks pretty good. Prints look pretty good on it as well. There is our Shorty Nova for VP Racing Fuels. Looks pretty good. Red, white, and blue deco on there. Nice, crazy short wheelbase in there. 396 under the hood. Looks pretty good. Taillight details. This one is probably not going to be as popular just because, you know, people don't really do much of the drag racing stuff these days. Hot Wheels collectors have shifted a lot. And then we get the trailer, the prototypical trailer in white again. It's pretty much always in white with just a little bit of print there for the fire extinguisher. Prints are okay, but the fire extinguisher is molded into the trailer. The trailer always is white. It's just, I think we've only had a not white trailer like maybe one time, but it sits perfectly flat with the truck. I mean, perfectly flat with the truck. Put a car in there, it still looks pretty good. Now, if you put this back into the little slot where it's supposed to sit, the truck will not hold on to it. So you have to put this one forward in order for it to work. That's perfectly fine. It just, you know, the markers are kind of in the back, and I'm sure if you put a bigger vehicle in the back, it would work just fine. But it's okay. It's okay. The casting's really, really nice, but I just wish they could have done something to try to make it a dually somehow, some way. All right, next one up in that mix, Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR Liberty Walk, first time in premium with the Fleet Flyer. This is number 69, the baby blue. Looks pretty good. We've seen this casting right there in that same deco in the main line. That's what it actually debuted with, was that color. So we'll pull this out. The transport truck does have a piece of plastic to keep the print from rubbing on it, which is good. So much plastic. There is the Skyline. It uses, of course, the small 4-spoke wheel. No surprise there. It feels a little bit heavier than normal. I'm not sure why this model just feels heavier. Base is very nicely detailed. Super detail on the base. It is matte black. Prints on the front look good. Headlight prints look good. It's a pretty decent model. Print on the windshield as well. Prints all the way around for the pillars and stuff. The door handles, the gas cap. The over fenders are painted black. That looks good. Those angled taillights and of course the plate detail on there looks especially nice. Same details on the opposite side. It's a pretty good casting. It rolls perfectly fine. Get the little piece of plastic out of there that keeps the car from getting thrown into the hauler. There is your hauler, by the way. Liberty Walk does use the 6-spoke wheel, which looks pretty good. LB Performance on there. LB Performance on the door. Does get that same print on the windshield, which is pretty cool. Quite a bit of print there on the front, side marker lights, all that good stuff like that. Metal flat black base on that one. Of course, it's a metal base. But this whole canopy piece is plastic on this one, unfortunately. And a little bit of taillight details on there. Of course, the ramp just folds down. The car goes inside. Car fits in there perfectly fine. Actually rolls in there a little bit, so not hitting the sides or anything like that. So just park that one there in the back. And then the very last one in that particular mix, number 70. This is your 55 Mercedes Blues Wonder. With the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. This transport actually debuted in the Jay Leno box set. Pretty much the exact same one. There's a little bit of extra deco on this one versus the Leno box set. But it was no surprise that this one would come out pretty much right away in Team Transport. Although it did take a couple more assortments than I thought. There is your 300 SL. This is the same one from the main line. Was a Super beginning of 2023 or 2022 in red. It's the same casting. Full prints on the front look good though. Says 54 on the top. Of course, it's got metal base, all that good stuff like that. Nice steelies on there. Some prints on the back for the taillights. Does say 300 SL on the trunk lid. This is a good casting. It's definitely a lot better when it's metal versus a plastic base. It doesn't look as good. And then this is the truck. This one has a little bit less print on the top, but a little bit more print on the actual model itself. A little bit of print on the bumper. The taillights are done up. That is a print. That's not a blemish or anything like that, but that's a print. Not exactly sure what that's supposed to be for, but it's a deliberate print. Mercedes-Benz logo on there as well. A little bit of print on there for presumably the exhaust tip is what it looks like. Details on the side, there is some spare tires in there. They're not rubber, they're just plastic. The top does not move, doesn't do anything. It says Mercedes-Benz, and I'm not even going to pronounce that other word. Not at all, but it says that on there. And then the front print looks really, really good. It just looks like a really, really fat Mercedes, which I think is just cool. I just think it's super cool. I like the way that this cab looks on this particular one. Looks definitely retro 50s cartoon style, which is pretty cool. And then there is the base D. It's just, metal base. It's got that weird shape to it, just because the model itself uses the same wheels that the Jay Leno one got as well. Obviously, it looks a lot better with an SL on it, arguably. But other than that, it's really not that much. And unfortunately, that one is 2 per case, which is a really, really bad deal. All right, I got more Hot Wheels Premium. Yes, we do have ourselves the newest box set diorama, the BRE Datsun 620, Datsun 510 Wagon, Sentra SCR, and of course the Sakura Sprinter. Best one in here is going to be the Sentra by a enormous mile. So let's get the box cut in the back. I am going to try to keep the box in good shape. If I can. People like to build dioramas with these, especially with the BRE, so we'll try to keep this one a little bit better. There we go. That popped out of there. Just make sure we don't crimp the plastic. So slide the material out of there. We'll set the box away, very far away. And then we'll just go ahead and take our good old trusty scissors, do this the easy way, and cut the rubber bands off right here in real time. That is what we do. Oop, almost cut the tire. Don't want to do that. Get that off. And then our Datsun 620 truck. Get the box out of here. Get those saved off for somebody else. And then just get the little bits of plastic out of there. There we go. So there is our Datsun. This is the 620 truck. It says BRE Datsun on the side, Datsun on the quarter panel. Looks pretty good. This thing is a little bit shiny, so I do apologize about that. It uses the wire wheel, or the lace wheel, which I think looks pretty good on this one. It does have Datsun across the windshield, BRE on the front. Again, those two-tone headlights, I do like that a lot. Just 2 different colors. Looks good. There is the deets in the back. No plate or no tail lights or nothing like that. I think the tail lights are in the bumper, so they didn't print any of that stuff up. It does say BRE on the plate though, which isn't too bad. Nothing in the bed. Bed is open. No prints, no cargo, no nothing like that. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. So we'll put this guy right there. Take a look at the Datsun wagon. Yes, another Datsun wagon. Yay! Let's be excited. Now I get it. I get it. A lot of you guys love the Datsun wagon. I get it. But for me, it's just nah. It's just a nah. This one does look good though. I do like the color. I do like the different BRE style to it. Uses the small 4-spoke wheels in gold with a chrome ring on it. Looks pretty good. Again, BRE print for the windshield, or I'm sorry, for the plate. And then standard prints on the front. Nothing particularly fancy. It's a teal color. And then there is the deets on the back. It says Datsun. Looks pretty good. Little tiny print right there underneath there. Can't really read what it says, but maybe it's something in Japanese. Maybe it's something that's not in Japanese. Who knows? So we'll throw that one up there. And then, of course, we get to the Sentra. And in my opinion, this is the absolute star of the box set. Undoubtedly, this casting is ridiculously cool. And it's ridiculously cool to see this in BRE Deco. It just looks so right. It just looks so right to me. It looks so natural. I absolutely love it. There is the prints on the front. Again, BRE. See, these headlights are much more realistically printed. You see, the corner light's not all that great on this one because it got the side pass, but the print on the headlights look pretty good. Definitely more realistic for sure. Looks like I got a little bit of a misprint on mine, which is super unfortunate, but that's just what happens. It's just part of being mass produced. It's not the end of the world, but definitely bums me out. Says Sentra in the back, BRE SCR on there, looks good. No prints on the top. And then the black base. It just looks so good. That one just looks so good to me. I'll put that guy right there. And then, of course, there is your Sakura Sprinter, which is a fitting model for the box set. It just says BRE on there. Plates, all the good stuff like that. Metal, or I'm sorry, black for the base. Black for the interior as well. BRE Datsun on the side. Looks relatively generic. Get the rest of the rubber off of there. There we go. Uses the kind of like old school Rail Rider wheel with some spokes on it. Looks decent. Prints on the back. It says BRE. Pulp it open. There you go. It's alright. It's alright. I don't know which one I'm going to put with the truck. I always put one with the truck from every diorama set to put with the rest of the Team Transport. I don't really do the wagon, so I'll probably put the wagon with it because I want to keep the Sentra out because I think the Sentra is pretty cool. Alright, we got some Auto World. I thought that these were actually going to be... actually, I have both colors. Okay, so version A, silver. Version B in red. So I actually thought these were going to be Auto World store exclusives, but I was wrong. These are showing up at retail, so you might get lucky enough to pick these up at Walmart or Target, but good luck finding them on the pegs. These ones are going to be hot. This is the extended cab Chevy Silverado SS 2006. This one in silver birch metallic. This is a new casting. Now, there was one previous version. I think it's in orange. I think that was an Auto World store exclusive. But this one is the first like retail release, I guess you can say. It looks pretty good. The print on the front looks pretty good. Looks they didn't get a good job of getting the depth of the headlights in there. So it looks a little bit flat, but it's not too bad. Mirrors on there look pretty good. It has an actual proper interior with an actual steering wheel. Side profile looks good. The overall profile looks good. Of course, it has those nice SS wheels on there. There is the details on the back. There actually is a plate on it. Looks like that might be for... Oh, can't quite read it. I'm not sure if you guys can see what state that might be, but there it is. There is the taillights done up. Looks pretty good. This does have an opening tailgate. This one is super, super stiff. There we go. It's just really, really stiff to get those opened up, at least for the first time. The good thing about this particular truck is you can actually get the hood open. See if we can get some shots underneath there to take a look at that big old V8. The hood doesn't open all that much. As a matter of fact, that's as much as it opens. Can't really get much light in there. It doesn't look like there's really any print underneath the hood, but that's perfectly fine. It looks pretty good. And then, of course, Auto World puts their product dates on there, 6/12/2024. So just almost exactly 2 months ago, this was a new casting. I really, really like the details for the spare tire. That isn't a literal Steely, a literal GM Steely. You can tell by the details of it. So I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, this truck is a two-wheel drive, which is correct for an SS. So that is pretty cool. And it's pretty hefty size. It's pretty comfortably sized to Hot Wheels' new dually truck there. All right, this one is in Victory Red. This one might look a little bit better just because it's in red. Again, truck is pretty properly sized. Looks pretty good. This one does have a little bit of a slope to the bed. Just a little bit. Of course, SS on the side. Same chrome wheels. There is your deets in the front. It does look a little bit better with the red. Just in my opinion. I don't think it doesn't open up anymore. But there is no prints that I can see underneath the hood, whether it be on the side or anything like that. But that's perfectly fine. And then there is the deets in the back. They both have... Actually, that guy has like a gray interior. Well, they do have the both same gray interiors. I thought maybe this one had a black interior, but unfortunately it doesn't. And there is the bed, or the tailgate folded down. As far as it goes, it does have some details printed on the bumper there for the body colored bumper. Looks like might be the exact same plate. A little bit better prints on there. That's pretty good. It looks pretty proper. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think those are pretty good. Now, there's more to this release than just the Silverados. We also have ourselves new Rams. So this is the Rebel Lunar Edition, and then we have the Rebel Havoc Edition. These are also in the same mix with the 2 trucks. I believe it's just the 4 in the mix. 2 trucks, potentially. 2 versions of each one. There is the Havoc Edition, as you can see. 2023 Ram 1500 Rebel Ram Edition. There is the version A. This is release 4, by the way. If you look on the back here, this says this is released 2. I've yet to see any of those. But it says this is release 4. So I'm not really sure where release 3 is, let alone release 4. But regardless, I'm just happy to have some new Auto World for a change. This Ram is not a brand new casting. We have seen this a little bit. There's been like 3 versions thus far. Details on the front look pretty good. It does say Ram on the grill. It looks pretty good, as in flat black. These are proper Rebel wheels. So really, really good details on those. It says Rebel on the back for the print. Rolls very, very nicely. Of course, it does have the opening tailgate. Ooh. Again, super, super stiff. They don't particularly fold flat, but they do open up, which is pretty nice. Taillights are printed. Get this to hopefully close. Oh man, this is one of those issues with Auto Worlds. So it's close enough. I don't want to push it too much. Ram Rebel in the back says 4x4. Of course, it says Rebel on the plate. It is a Utah plate, so nothing particularly fancy with this one. Does have an opening hood as well. This one is a little bit easier to get open. And it opens up pretty big. Again, there's no print underneath there, but I can tell you there is a lot of 3D detail down in there. A lot of depth underneath the hood. Looks good. The hood looks pretty good. Rebel as well. And then it says 1500 on the little vent things as well. This guy was also manufactured 612. This is a 4-wheel drive. So that is proper. That looks pretty good. It's a pretty hefty sized truck. It's a lot bigger than the SS, which they are a little bit bigger in real life, but not that much. So this one is the Lunar Edition. This is basically just, the color, just like the yellow there. It's just the color. So this is the version B. I do think this one will look a little bit better, although I do like that yellow. The yellow is pretty nice. Ooh, look at that tire. Ooh. There we go. The tire was rough. Not as bad now. See, there's just a teeny bit of like bending from the bed, because Auto World actually makes these proper. The bed is a separate piece from the cab, which is really, really nice. But you get a little bit of bend in there. Prints look pretty good on the front. Nothing fancy there. This is going to have the exact same details underneath the hood. No prints again. Same prints on the hood. Everything is just gray instead of the other one. Does have a different plate though. This one looks like it might be a Tennessee plate. It says The Moon, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice vehicle. And of course, that's all that the tailgate folds down. They don't fold flat. I mean, you can push them, but you're gonna run the risk of breaking them if that's what happens. It's unfortunate. And then there is the base deets. Looks pretty good. Auto World's making some pretty good stuff. It's really hard to find, and they just don't release that much stuff. All right, I got a couple of mini GTs. Roll out with some mini GTs. Actually, I got one more thing after the mini GTs. There will not be a chase, so in case you guys are hoping that I might get a chase, there is no chase. The vendor I buy from, very, very honest about that. There is no chase available. Actually, there was a chase available of the police car here, but I did not get one. Somebody else got the chase, so that's how I know it was not me. This one is a very interesting one. So there is your R34 as a cop car, wide body Kaido House style. The wheels are ridiculously cool though. Love those 5-spoke wheels. It looks so good. Really, really good. I think this is probably my favorite version of this one thus far. I am not a fan of this at all. I am a completist though, so I do have to get all the normal releases, but I am not a fan of this wide body at all. So it does say Kaido House down there on the huge air intake on the left side there. It does say Kaido House on there. And then the details on the back, lens, tail lights look good. Exhaust tips are a little bit crooked. It's not bad, a little bit crooked. Built for the human race, of course. It looks okay. The light bar is actually pretty nice for being a pretty straightforward type of piece. So throw that back in there. Put the top on there. Put that guy on the transport. And then I got this guy as well. This is the full carbon R33, which I'm hoping I actually will like. Because they... I don't really like this casting either. I love R33s, but I mean these Kaidos are just they're too much. They're just too much. Sometimes you just want something that's kind of simple and clean. And of course, one of the things my buddy pointed out to me the other day, the box art on the inside box is always 10 times better than the box art on the outside of the box, and it's just regular bleh. But then look at the inside. Like, it's just such a dramatic difference between the two. So, we'll get this guy out of there. Woo! Woo! Ooh, she pretty. She is pretty. This one looks really good because this helps to kind of hide a lot of the gaudiness of this casting. It's just too much. But the carbon looks good. The weave's a little bit big for the scale. Actually, the weave is very, very big for the scale. But I do applaud the effort. They even have all the dashes inside carboned up, which looks really, really good. Getting the wheels look pretty good as well. It's a pretty good model. It's just not a great casting. The model's good, but the casting is not. It's hard to explain. There is the deets underneath the hood. Does have a blue block down in there. Of course, Kaido House on that air intake as well. Even has all the little like warning stickers and stuff in there. So really good on the prints on those as well. And then of course, all the Kaido House has the rainbow bases. Shouldn't have to show that off. There is the deets on the back. Again, it looks really, really good in full carbon. I mean, look at that. Looks really, really good in full carbon. I mean, the further you get away, the better it looks. But the closer you get, the weave is just insanely huge. I mean, that would be an insane size weave for carbon fiber if that was realistic. It would be just bonkers. So I'll slide that in there. And then I got one single item, different brand from Matchbox. This was the mail-in promo bus from last year. I actually have, I've had one of these for a while, but I bought another one because I wanted to open one. I wanted to open one. I really wanted to get one open. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to open this one. So we'll pull it out of there. I now have a really nice Matchbox Protecto, which is super cool. So I'll set that to the side. There is the bus. Just comes on a normal card, which is unpunched. No J-hook or nothing on there. And then details in the back. There is a barcode though, which is very, very interesting that there's a barcode. Mainly because you could buy these just outright in other countries. So we'll just go ahead and pop him off of there. Does come with a little backer piece there to keep it from rubbing. Thanks Mattel for doing that. There is your card art without the bus. So you would miss that 70th right there. That actually looks pretty cool. It says 1953 on it as well. So actually, you know what? I think I'm going to keep the card art. Might as well. Might as well. But there is our Route Master. This is in that flat matte type of gray. It says Tottenham. The British flag up there as well since 1953. Looks good. Full prints on the front. I like this a lot. This model isn't as heavy as I remembered it being. You know, they only use this model for promo now because they claim it's too heavy. But this one actually feels relatively light. Details on the back says 1953 again. Tail light prints done up. 70th anniversary logo on there. And then, of course, your ridiculously cool Matchbox in that ultra nice crisp print. And then there is the base Dietz. S07 does have a day code on it. So not too shabby. This guy just doesn't fit nowhere. He just don't even fit nowhere. We're just going to put him right here. So there you go. That is the latest diecast haul, all premium. I know it was a long one. Thank you very much for sticking with me and getting through that. Getting these knocked out of the way. I got some Matchbox stuff coming up, and I think you guys are going to be pretty stoked about that. So catch you later right here on Level M. See you on the next video.